Legends still linger across the cornfields and forests of Iowa. Today, we're bringing 12 mysterious stories back to life. Number 1. The Black Angel of Oakland Cemetery. In the heart of Oakland Cemetery in Iowa City, a tall bronze statue stands silently over a grave. Known as the Black Angel, this eerie figure was once shiny and gold, but over the years, it darkened with time. Locals say it's more than weather, it's a sign of something cursed, and the stories surrounding it have lasted for generations. The statue marks the grave of Teresa Dolezal, a woman who suffered great tragedy. After the deaths of her son and husband, she had the angel placed in the cemetery around 1913. Soon after, the rumors began. People claimed anyone who touched or kissed the statue would die within the year, and that the statue turned black as a sign of Teresa's sorrow or something darker. Teenagers dared each other to touch the statue at night. Some swore they heard whispers when they got close. Others claimed to see glowing eyes or felt an icy chill in the air. Even though no deaths were ever proven, the fear around the angel never went away. It became more than a statue. It became a warning. Today, the Black Angel is one of the most visited and feared landmarks in Iowa. People still leave flowers at its base, some in respect, others out of superstition. And if you ever stand in front of it at midnight with nothing but the wind blowing through the trees, you might understand why so many people believe it's watching. Number 2. Stony Hollow Road Ghost. Just outside Burlington, Iowa, there's a winding country road known as Stony Hollow Road, and it's home to one of the state's oldest ghost stories. According to legend, a young woman named Lucinda once stood on the bluff at the end of the road, waiting for the man she loved to arrive. But he never came. Heartbroken and alone, Lucinda is said to have jumped to her death from the cliff, her spirit bound to the place where her heart was shattered. Since then, drivers and visitors have reported seeing a glowing figure dressed in white, standing silently on the roadside or walking toward the cliff's edge before vanishing into the darkness. Local lore says, if you go to the bluff and say her name 3 times, Lucinda might appear. Some say she's peaceful, others believe she's angry and restless. A few even claim that if she touches you, a tragic event will follow. Whether true or not, her story has been passed down for over 100 years and still sends chills down spines today. Even now, people drive slowly on Stony Hollow Road, headlights cutting through the fog, hoping for, or fearing, a glimpse of Lucinda. And if you ever visit the bluff at night and hear soft footsteps behind you, think carefully before turning around. Some stories are better left untold. Number 3. The Bigfoot of Yellow River Forest. In the dense, shadowy woods of Yellow River State Forest, something large is said to be hiding among the trees. For decades, hikers and campers in this quiet corner of Alamaki County have whispered about Iowa's own version of Bigfoot, a tall, hairy creature that watches but rarely shows itself. They say it moves fast, leaves huge footprints, and disappears without a sound. Most sightings happen near dusk when the forest gets quiet. People have heard tree branches snapping, low grunts in the dark, and even loud howls echoing through the hills. Some say they've seen a shadow taller than any man step out from behind a tree, only to vanish moments later, leaving behind only broken twigs and fear. Locals believe the creature is smart and shy, avoiding humans unless they get too close. Some hunters have found odd tracks in piles of stacked rocks, which they think mark Bigfoot's territory. While there's no proof, the stories never stop, and each one adds to the legend that something unknown still walks the woods of northern Iowa. Today, the Yellow River Forest draws adventurers hoping to find a trace of the beast. And though most visitors leave with nothing but pictures of trees and trails, a few leave with a story they'll never forget, and a feeling that something was watching them all along. Number 4. The Cave Spider. Beneath the beautiful limestone cliffs of Makaketa Cave State Park, a darker legend crawls through the shadows. Some visitors have told stories of encountering an enormous pale spider deep inside the lesser-known caves, far bigger than anything found in Iowa's forests. They call it the cave spider, and once you hear the tale, you'll think twice before stepping into the dark. The creature is said to be as big as a small dog, with long bone-white legs and red glowing eyes. Explorers who stray from the main trails have claimed to hear clicking sounds or see movement in the shadows just out of reach of their flashlights. Some say the air grows thick and still and their gear suddenly fails, right before something scuttles by in the dark. Park rangers have never confirmed anything unusual, but they admit that parts of the cave system remain unexplored. Local lore suggests the creature may be a leftover from prehistoric times, hiding in the cool, damp corners where light never reaches. Some believe it's a guardian of the caves. Others say it's something far older. Today, thousands visit Maquoketa Caves to enjoy nature, but only the bravest enter the deepest tunnels. And if you ever feel a tap on your shoulder underground, but turn to find no one there, it might not be your imagination. It might be the cave spider watching from the shadows. Number 5. The Van Meter Visitor. The quiet town of Van Meter was shaken by a terrifying and unforgettable week. It all began when several residents spotted a strange winged creature flying over the rooftops. This wasn't just any bird. Witnesses described a large bat-like beast with leathery wings and a glowing horn on its head that lit up the night. Night after night, the creature returned, landing on buildings and scratching at windows. It gave off a horrible stench, and though townsmen fired at it, nothing seemed to hurt it. The next morning, they found giant three-toed tracks pressed into the dirt, unlike anything they'd ever seen. Some even said the creature moved like a ghost, slipping through walls and locked doors. Eventually, the townspeople traced the creature to an old abandoned mine at the edge of town. They waited and saw not one, but 2 creatures fly out of the shaft and disappear into the night sky. The following day, the town sealed the mine entrance with bricks and cement, hoping to trap whatever lived below. To this day, the mystery has never been solved. The Van Meter Visitor has become one of Iowa's most legendary tales, and the town now hosts an annual festival to remember that strange week. If you ever find yourself walking near the old mine on a foggy night, look to the skies. You just might see something impossible. Number 6. The Mudman. In the farmlands of Tama County, strange things are said to appear when the rain comes hard and steady. Local legend tells of the Mudman, a tall, human-shaped creature made entirely of thick, dripping mud with long limbs and a smooth, faceless head. It moves slowly, silently, and always vanishes before anyone can get close. The first stories came from farmers who found deep, barefoot tracks in their fields, far too large to be human, and always appearing after storms. Some witnesses described seeing the creature standing still in the distance, blending into the muddy landscape. Others claimed it watched from the edge of ponds or cornfields, its body glistening under flashes of lightning. Some believe the mudman is a spirit of the earth, disturbed by plows, machines, or something hidden underground. Others say it's a being from an older time, awakened only when the land is soaked and soft. It never speaks, never runs, but those who see it say they're overcome with unease, as if they're being silently warned to turn around. Even now, after strong rainfalls, locals report strange shapes in the mist and odd footprints in the mud. Farmers check their fences, and travelers move a little faster past flooded ditches, because in Tama County, when the storms roll in and the ground turns to sludge, the mudman might rise again, and he never comes alone. Number 7. The Devil's Chair. In Greenwood Cemetery in Muscatine, Iowa, there's a strange stone chair that has inspired whispers and dares for generations. Locals call it the Devil's Chair, and legend says, if you sit in it at midnight, something bad will happen, maybe even death. The chair stands alone among the gravestones, silent but full of stories. According to the tale, the chair was placed in the cemetery as a memorial, but over time it gained a much darker reputation. Teens and thrill seekers say if you sit in the chair, you'll feel a cold grip or hear whispers, even when no one else is around. Some say people who dared to sit there woke up sick or never woke up at all. Many believe the chair is cursed, touched by something beyond the natural world. Some say it's a doorway to the spirit realm. Others believe it's a trick of the mind, made worse by late-night fear. Still, few are brave enough to sit down when the moon is high and the cemetery is still. Even today, the Devil's Chair remains a quiet challenge in Muscatine. Visitors leave coins or notes nearby, hoping for good luck, or maybe to keep the curse away. And if you ever walk past it in the dark, you might feel the urge to look back, just to be sure nothing is sitting there now. Number 8. Lake Okoboji Monster. Deep beneath the shimmering surface of Lake Okoboji, a strange creature is said to lurk, a serpent-like beast that's been part of local lore for over a century. Often called the Okoboji, the monster has been spotted by fishermen, swimmers, and boaters who describe it as a dark, snake-like animal, stretching 15 to 20 feet long, with a humped back and glowing eyes. Some early reports date all the way back to the 1800s. According to local legends, the creature surfaces most often at dawn or dusk, causing ripples and shadows that leave onlookers stunned. In the 1950s, a group of vacationers claimed to see the monster coil near their dock before diving under the water with a powerful splash. One man swore he saw its head rise from the lake, looking like a prehistoric reptile. Despite the excitement, no one has ever captured the creature on camera or reeled it in. But the sightings haven't stopped. Locals say the monster may live in the deep waters where the lake bed drops off suddenly, places few dare to dive. Over the decades, the legend of the Lake Okoboji monster has drawn curious visitors and late-night watchers to the shoreline. Even today, some residents claim they still hear strange splashes or feel something brush past them while swimming in the dark. And on quiet summer nights, when the lake goes still, many keep one eye on the water, just in case the Okoboji decides to rise again. Number 9. The Ghost of Mathias Ham House. In the city of Dubuque, there's a beautiful old mansion that holds more than just antiques and history. The Mathias ham house, built in the 1850s, was once home to a wealthy river merchant and his family. Today, it's a museum. But many believe that some of its original residents never left. The most well-known ghost is said to be that of a young daughter who died in the house. Visitors have reported seeing a girl in white near the staircase, sometimes looking out a window or quietly walking down the hall. Doors open on their own, lights flicker, and strange cold spots are often felt without reason. Some say the hauntings began after the house was broken into long ago, and one of the Ham daughters, left alone at the time, may have died during the robbery. Staff members claim to hear soft footsteps and even whispers when the house is empty. One former caretaker said they would greet the spirits out loud each morning just to keep the peace. Today, the Mathias Ham House is open for tours, and while many come for the history, others hope to catch a glimpse of something more. If you walk the creaky floors or peer into the old bedrooms, you might just feel a presence watching from the shadows, quiet, curious, and still at home. Number 10. The Shadow Elk. Along the rolling Los Hills of western Iowa, there's a legend of a creature that doesn't belong to any natural world. Locals speak of the shadow elk, a massive pitch-black figure with glowing eyes and antlers wider than any normal elk. But what sets it apart most is that it moves without a sound and vanishes the moment it's seen. Hikers and farmers who've seen the creature say it appears just before dusk, often on the ridgeline, standing perfectly still. Some describe it as larger than any known elk, with eyes that seem to shine from within. But when they try to get closer, the elk disappears, leaving no prints, no broken grass, and no sign it was ever there. Some believe the shadow elk is a spirit, a guardian of the hills, watching over the land and warning people to treat it with respect. Others think it might be the ghost of a great elk hunted long ago, returning to roam the prairie in silence. There's even a tale that those who see it too clearly will dream of it for nights afterward, unable to forget its shape. Today, the shadow elk remains a mystery, but if you ever walk the hills as the sun sets and the wind grows still, keep an eye on the horizon. Because somewhere out there, just beyond your sight, the shadow elk may be standing, watching you back. Number 11. Helen of Voorhees Hall. At Cornell College in Mount Vernon, Iowa, the dorm known as Voorhees Hall holds a story that students whisper late at night. They speak of Helen, a former student whose spirit is said to still wander the halls. According to legend, Helen lived in the building in the early 1900s, and after suffering heartbreak or tragedy, she disappeared. Since then, strange things have been reported by generations of students. Lights flicker on and off without cause. Doors open slowly, even when locked. Some residents claim they've felt sudden cold drafts or heard footsteps when no one else was around. One student even said she woke up to find her desk drawers wide open and her books on the floor, arranged in the shape of a name, Helen. No official records confirm Helen's death, but that hasn't stopped the legend from growing stronger each year. Some say Helen appears in mirrors or windows, staring back with a sad expression. Others claim her presence is strongest in room 219, supposedly where she once stayed. The college doesn't officially comment on the story, but students continue to pass it down. Even today, those who live in Voorhees Hall tread carefully after dark. And if you ever spend a night there, listen closely. If the room gets cold, the lights dim, and you hear soft weeping from down the hall, you may have just met Helen of Voorhees. Number 12. Phantom kangaroos. It might sound impossible, but for decades, people across Iowa have reported seeing something bizarre hopping through the fields, creatures that look exactly like kangaroos. These aren't escaped zoo animals or circus performers. They're known as phantom kangaroos, and they've been spotted in Iowa since at least the 1930s. The sightings come from farmers, truck drivers, and even police officers. In some cases, the kangaroo-like creatures are seen hopping along fences, leaping over roads, or standing upright in open fields. Witnesses describe them as about 5 feet tall, with muscular back legs, long tails, and large, pointed ears. But the strangest part? There's never any proof they were really there. No tracks, no captures, and no zoos ever reported one missing. One of the most famous Iowa sightings happened in the 1970s near Ottumwa, when a family swore a kangaroo crossed their rural driveway at night. Another came from near Des Moines, where a farmer said the animal was standing in the snow and just vanished before he could get closer. Some have even blamed phantom kangaroos for torn-up gardens or frightened livestock. Experts usually explain the sightings as misidentified deer or loose exotic pets, but with so many similar reports from across the Midwest, including Illinois, Minnesota, and Nebraska, some believe there's more to the story. And if you're ever driving down a country road at night and see something bouncing in your headlights, don't be too sure it's just a deer. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.